former Sulphur police officer accused of fatally shooting a dog has been arrested. Plus, police in DeRidder are investigating a drive-by shooting that took place last night. And details on how a local fundraiser this morning benefits at-risk kids. 7 News Nightcast starts now.
Now, in high definition, sponsored by Nissan of Lake Charles. This is 7 News Nightcast.
Good evening. Thanks for staying up late with us tonight. I'm Erica Bivens in for Lee Peck. Topping this newscast, Brian Tierbach, the former Sulphur police officer accused of fatally shooting a dog named RZ in April, was arrested yesterday. He's charged with 1 count of aggravated cruelty to animals. Tierbach resigned in early May while he was being investigated by Sulphur Police and the Calcasieu Parish Sheriff's Office. His bond is set at $20,000. One person shot in a double shooting Friday afternoon in Welsh has been released from the hospital. That's according to Welsh police, who continue to investigate the incident. Police responded to the 500 block of Neighbors Street just after noon on Friday. One victim died from a gunshot wound at Jennings American Legion Hospital. Authorities have not released the names of the victims. The suspect, though, was identified as 26-year-old Rosalind Bro, who's in custody and facing charges of manslaughter and attempted manslaughter. Authorities are investigating a motive. Meanwhile, in DeRidder, police have arrested 26-year-old Eric Sparks, who was booked into the Beauregard Parish Jail on charges of assault by drive-by shooting, as well as illegal use of a weapon. Witnesses told authorities 2 vehicles pulled onto Wilson Street around 10:30 last night. The victim noticed the vehicle stop and was attempting to get into his residence when shots were fired at the apartments. He was uninjured. Authorities identified the driver as Sparks, who they say has an extensive history of weapons charges. His bond is set at $135,000. That investigation is ongoing. DeQuincy police, meanwhile, confirm a missing teen has been located. 15-year-old Stephen Nichols was reported missing after he was last seen Thursday evening. According to police, he returned home late last night on his own accord. Organizers today held their 6th annual fundraiser benefiting Harbor House, and this year was bigger than ever. KPLC's Haley Rush takes us to that fundraiser and explain why volunteers say this year was the most successful yet.
Just passing by, you might not realize these hundreds of motorcycles are posting up in yesterday's parking lot with children in mind.
We started this project 6 years ago, and we decided to give all the money to Harbor House, which is the only safe haven for kids in our 5-parish area.
The organization benefiting area at-risk kids, also known as BAC, hosts the benefit for the battered and abused kids of Southwest Louisiana every year, with a poker run as the main event.
Oh, I love seeing the bikes pull all out at one time. It's loud, but it gives you a adrenaline rush, you know.
But this year, organizers wanted to add to the bikes.
Well, today we try to increase everything. We're adding today a jambalaya cook-off. We have the classic car show.
At the classic car show, motorist junkies got an up-close look at new and vintage vehicles.
Well, of course we're going to win.
And the jambalaya cook-off also brought in more folks to taste the Louisiana staple.
Why? What's the special ingredient?
Nothing but love. Nothing but love.
And with food, cars, and bikes brings people.
This one has grown tremendously. I mean, it's kind of shocking to see all the support in our local area.
And with an increase in community support, organizers are also hoping to see an increase in funds.
We want to thank everybody for all the help they've done, because hopefully with this year we'll put us over the $100,000 mark.
Making this year a big success for the organization, but most importantly for kids in Southwest Louisiana. At your service in Lake Charles, Haley Rush, KPLC 7 News.
Well, it's certainly a hot day for that fundraiser, and for more on that, we turn to meteorologist Ben Terry.
Yes, it was a hot day, Erica, as we saw temperatures again in the low 90s all across Southwest Louisiana on this Saturday. And even this evening, we're not much cooler at close to 11 o'clock at night, and we're still almost 80 degrees outside. In fact, Sulphur and at the Chenault Airport currently reporting 80. But when you factor in that humidity, we still have a heat index going on of 84. again, that's what it feels like outside right now. Here's a look at the radar view again. Nothing locally here on the 7 Storm Vision HD, but as we take a look at the storms going on to our north and to our east, a lot of heavy activity pushing down into parts of central Alabama this evening. Again, of course, all that is not heading our way, so we're going to keep it dry for tonight. And again, the next 12 hours look like those temperatures won't drop much more. We're going to stay in the low to mid 70s by sunrise, and then already at 78 by 7 a.m. and upper 80s by the noon hour. So we'll see if any of these storms developing to our west will be affecting us coming up in the full forecast in just a few minutes. But plan for more heat. Erica.
All right, thanks a lot, Ben. Well, staff and visitors have been allowed back into the U.S. Capitol after they were evacuated earlier today. Authorities cleared the building after a small plane entered restricted airspace over D.C. U.S. Capitol Police ordered the evacuation when authorities were unable to make contact. The aircraft safely left the restricted airspace, and the FAA is investigating. Coming up, who is the Sulphur music teacher in the running for a Grammy Award? Stay with us. The city of Sulphur honored a teacher who hopes to take his love for teaching music all the way to the Grammys. KPLC's Monica Grimaldo tells us about his recognition.
34-year-old Mickey Smith of Sulphur has had a passion for music his entire life. He began playing music in 6th grade and ultimately landed a scholarship to attend McNeese. And now he wants the music to go on.
I wanted to teach this as a profession. I want to give that gift back. So now I've, in a sense, come full circle.
And that circle landed him an opportunity of a lifetime.
We're really lucky to have Mickey Smith educating our future musicians, future leaders, future teachers, our future.
Smith is a quarterfinalist for the Music Educator Award presented by the Recording Academy and the Grammys.
It's really surreal to even think that there would be an opportunity to participate in something as prestigious as the Grammys. I'm just more honored that folks see me in that capacity as somebody that is a role model for their children, or somebody that's an ambassador for this universal thing called music.
And as Sulphur watched Smith crank out some of his favorite tunes, his family was right there with them, saying they couldn't be more proud of seeing Smith fulfill his dreams.
All of his work is really paying off now. It took a long time, but look like it's finally coming around.
If anybody deserves it, it's Mickey. He works so hard, and he's such a good kid and always have been.
I'm proud of him, and I'm so glad that I'm still his girlfriend after 15 years.
Now, Smith is one of 222 music teachers from over 200 cities that's up for the Grammy Award. Now, Smith says as he waits for the results, which should be in by September, he wants to make sure that anyone with a dream should never give up.
Find that thing that you're best at, and find the thing that there's a need for in the community. And when you find those two things, then success follows.
At your service in Sulphur, Monica Grimaldo, KPLC 7 News.
Certainly a talented individual. Now, the winner will be flown to Los Angeles to accept the award and attend the Grammys. They'll also receive a $10,000 grant. Well, this year's Miss USA pageant is being held in Baton Rouge, and the contestants have had plenty of time to visit and get acquainted with our capital city before tomorrow's event, and that includes the hometown girl, Miss Louisiana, Brittany Guidry. Now, you can catch the Miss USA pageant live Sunday night right here on KPLC. Now, after the break, former Saturday Night Live star Tracy Morgan has a serious fight ahead of him after a wreck early this morning. Authorities say actor Tracy Morgan is in intensive care after a 6-vehicle accident early this morning in New Jersey. According to New Jersey State Police, 2 of the 6 vehicles were 2 tractor trailers. One was an SUV, and Morgan was in a limo bus. He remains hospitalized along with several others. 1 person was killed. The accident happened on the northbound lanes of the New Jersey Turnpike. Morgan, a former Saturday Night Live cast member, also starred on NBC's hit sitcom 30 Rock. The world is mourning the loss of beloved poet Maya Angelou, who passed away May 28th. Today, loved ones, admirers, and celebrities gathered in North Carolina to honor her life and her achievements.
From former students to notable names,
She was my anchor.
Maya Angelou's loved ones joined together at Wake Forest University to celebrate her remarkable life. Former President Bill Clinton delivered a moving tribute.
Her great gift in her action-packed life Well, she was always paying attention. And she did it with a clarity and power that will wash over people as long as there is a written and spoken word.
Clinton and Angelo shared a special bond. He asked her to write a poem for his inauguration in 1993. Oprah Winfrey also remembering the woman she called her Queen Mother. Angelo was a frequent guest on Oprah's show, and the two were close friends.
The loss I feel, I cannot describe. It's like something I have never felt before.
First Lady Michelle Obama spoke about the impact Angelo's words had on her own life.
Words so powerful that they carried a little black girl from the south side of Chicago all the way to the White House.
Maya Angelou may be gone, but her soul lives on in every word she left behind. That was the message mourners took away from her memorial service. In Winston-Salem, North Carolina, I'm Polo Sandoval reporting.
Truly an inspirational woman there.
Yes, she was. Well, it was hot today, and we made it officially up to 89 at the Lake Charles Airport, but it felt much warmer with that heat index factored in. I think we're going to be in store for more of these type temperatures for tomorrow, but the question is, when will rain make a return? We'll have that detailed forecast for you coming up next.
Now, your pinpoint forecast with meteorologist Ben Terry.
Good evening to you. We're here with the official high temperatures for today, and as you can tell, most everyone was in the low 90s. The airport only officially reported 89, but as I said going into the break, with that heat index in the upper 90s, it sure felt hot to me. It felt like one of the warmest days so far this year. 92 the high today in Lafayette, as well as in Oakdale, as well as in DeRidder. So a lot of folks in the 90, 92 degree range. And that again will be the case for tomorrow. 78 outside now, a light south wind. The humidity is up there, 87% right now. And again, that's why we still have those heat index factors that are in the middle 80s, even late this evening in your overnight forecast. Again, 77 at midnight, warm and muggy by 7 a.m., 78. So we're not going to see much of a drop. We may go down to about 74 or 75 briefly before sunrise, but look at that, a hot afternoon tomorrow. We'll already be at 87 by noon. So again, temperatures around the area this hour. We've got still 80 at the Chenault Airport and in Sulphur, 79 currently in DeRidder, and weather watchers again still reporting 80 in both Lake Arthur and from the Berries in Lafayette. As I mentioned, we've got no rain on the radar here locally. Storms continue though, pushing through parts of northern and eastern Mississippi, just south there of Tupelo, back over towards Birmingham. Again, a big line of storms, again producing some heavy downpours and even some gusty winds with that. All of that though steering away from southwest Louisiana. We're still being blocked by high pressure, so it's going to keep us dry. Futurecast trying to put out a couple of sprinkles during the day tomorrow, but I don't think it's going to be likely. This is more like the case for us on Monday before we start to see, again, better chances of some of those isolated showers. Looking across the region again, noticing we've got storms across North Texas, pushing over through Tennessee, and that's where the active weather will remain for now, again, as that high stays locked over the northern Gulf of Mexico. By Monday, though, that high is going to begin to move on out, and that will allow for a little weakness here in the upper levels to begin to push more towards the south and east. And that will give us a little bit of a better chance of rain as we go into Tuesday and Wednesday as that upper level system makes its way in. Here's the current setup, of course, the jet stream, of course, the driving force of where storms head. And as the jet stream takes a little bit of a dip there with that disturbance, this is Tuesday going into Wednesday. That's when we'll have that best chance of seeing some scattered showers getting into next week. So I know it's been dry for these past few days, but we will have a chance for seeing at least some rain going into that Tuesday, Wednesday period for sure. Looking at the Gulf of Mexico again, very quiet. That disturbance that was out over the Bay of Campeche has moved into Mexico, never had a chance to form, and basically just rained itself out there over the Mexican mountains and the rest of the Gulf. Looking very quiet this evening. 74 tonight, warm and muggy with those south winds, about 2 to 6 overnight. Again, lows not much below the middle 70s. For tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds, 89 for that Sunday high. Going into Monday, that's where we'll reintroduce that official chance of isolated pop-up showers, and then a better chance Tuesday and Wednesday with that upper level disturbance. It may carve off a couple of degrees for those highs, but it's still going to be warm as we go into the next several days. So just deal with it. It is June after all, so we just grin and bear it, I guess.
Yeah. Felt like it was 100 degrees today.
It did. It was
probably
rough
one of
this
the hottest
afternoon.
days. All right, well, turning over to sports, it was a good day. Louisiana High School wrapping up their rodeo finals.
That is right, Erica. And many of our locals headed to represent Louisiana in the National Finals Rodeo in Wyoming. Plus, ULL has a chance at going to the College World Series tomorrow after their win over Ole Miss, just a few hours ago. Highlights on that and more next in sports.
Now, 7 Sports with Rebecca Kay. Local first.
Well, the Louisiana High School Finals Rodeo wrapping up today in Burton Coliseum. While many locals were competing for a chance to represent the great state of Louisiana in the National Finals Rodeo. We'll start with bareback riding, and it's a tie for first place heading to the National Rodeo. Cody Good of Fairview, one of those on top, and then in barrel racing, local cowgirl headed to Wyoming, Katie Murphy of Bell City High School in second place. And then we'll go to Saddle Bronc, the two Ellender brothers going to National. Although Garrett fell today, he heads in third place, followed by his brother Matthew, who actually had the pleasure of doing a story on last week. He heads to the Louisiana Bronc champion in first place. And then finally in calf roping, winning the round today is Jace Gilbert of Sulphur High School with 9.63 seconds. We'll have the full list of local cowboys and girls heading to the National Finals Rodeo tomorrow. And Michael Clemens, McNeese Cowboys pitcher, has been selected by the Pittsburgh Pirates in the 17th round of the 2014 MLB First-Year Player Draft. While Clemens obtained 7 wins, 6 saved, and 109 strikeouts in 39 appearances and 24 starts. So congratulations to Michael Clemens. We wish you all of the best. And UL Lafayette and Ole Miss in the first of 3 games in the NCAA Super Regionals. Bottom of the second, Ole Miss up 3-0. Seth Harrison with a pop fly out to center field, and it is missed. And that'll bring home Tyler Gerard, putting a number up on the board for the Cajuns. Then in the bottom of the third, Blake Trahan with a bouncer to the right side to get at least 1 home, and then the umpire will call him out. The race is won by Ellis. It's going to be 3-2 Rebels. Next up is Gerard slamming it to right, and it is gone. Tyler Gerard coming in as the Cajun fans are raging, and UL goes on to win 9-5 and will play game 2 for a chance to go to the College World Series tomorrow at 8. And the Belmont Stakes today, California Chrome trying to go for the Triple Crown. If he gets it, Chrome will be the first Triple Crown winner since 1978. And they're off. California Chrome breaking from post position number 2, and he gets a pretty good start as they come off the final turn. California Chrome running 4th, trying to make a move on the outside, but this would not be his day. With 100 yards to go, it's Commissioner on the rail, but Tonalist makes a hard charge, and Tonalist wins by a nose. California Chrome finishing 4th. And I know a lot of people were rooting for California Chrome to get that Triple Crown, but there's always next year, and I hear you had some special.
Yes, I was one of those rooting for them. Only because, well, one of the co-owners actually happens to be from my home state of Michigan.
Oh, okay.
So
I don't think, was he the one that was on afterwards talking on camera that wasn't happy?
Probably.
I probably.
He's pretty upset, I think, after that. So let's take a look at our wake-up weather forecast as we go into the early morning hours. Again, of tomorrow, we're going to see those temperatures only dropping off a few more degrees, as we'll see a low right at about 74 at sunrise. Mostly sunny. Those winds will be light, and I don't think fog will be an issue just because it's so warm. I don't think we'll get down to that for that to be a problem as far as cooling down enough for fog. As we go into the next 7 days, again, there are the rain chances. Starting on Monday, we'll put in a 20% chance. It's mainly going to be for an afternoon pop-up shower. And then, as I mentioned earlier, with that disturbance moving in Tuesday and Wednesday, that will bring us a little bit better chance there of some scattered showers returning as we go into Tuesday. Temperatures will stay warm, though. We'll be in the upper 80s to near 90, and overnight lows only in the low to mid 70s. So definitely a summery pattern as we've yet to officially, begin the summer season. It's coming later this month, but we've got those temperatures to prove it's almost here.
Keep seeing those 90s.
Yes.
Wow. Woo, we're into summer already.
It gets worse, though. It gets worse.
Spring.
That's true. Well, as always, thanks so much for joining us and staying late tonight. We'll see you back here tomorrow night at 10. Have a great evening.